Kלים Perek Zayin Mishnah Daled, and we're carrying on with the kira and its chotzer. Remember, the kira, the stove, is sitting in this tray, this pan underneath, and we said in Mishnah Gimel was talking about with a case where the chotzer underneath was stuck to the kira. And now we're saying Hosamu Freshes Min HaKira. The kira is just sitting in this chotzer, but it wasn't made by the manufacturer as one object. So now the din changes a little bit. We will explain it and at the same time contrast it with the din of Mishnah Gimel, where they are stuck, where it wasn't mufresh, it's mudbak. Bisman shi gavoya shalosh etzbois, when the tray, the chotzer, is the 3 etzbois high. Remember, this is the minimum height for a kira itself. Then the din is that now it doesn't make a difference whether this chotzer is mudbak or mufresh, because the tashmish of the tray is now considered to be part of the same tashmish as the kira, because it's got the height of shalosh etzbois. Therefore, it's considered to be one kli, and therefore we have the rule matami b'mago va'avir, which means that it's a proper chibur deraisa, and wherever the sheretz is put, whether the sheretz is put into the kira itself, or whether it's put into the confines, into the toich of the chotzer, it's all considered to be one kli, and A is matami B, B is matami A, it's one kli. That's because it's got the height of 3 etzbois, and therefore the tashmish of the chotzer is considered to be the same tashmish as the kira. However, pchusamikan, here we have the contrast between Mishnah Gimel and Mishnah Dalet, where it doesn't have the height of 3 etzbois. Oishois halakha is actually flat. It's got no height at all. Then here is the difference. In Mishnah Gimel, where it was stuck together, it had a din of yad, and it was a chibur for certain things, chibur for tumas maga, not for tumas avir, as we explained in Mishnah Gimel. However, now tahira, it's got no use at all. It's got no din chibur. It's completely regarded to have no function. Is not part of the kira. The kira stands alone, and the chotzer, which is attached to it, which is not attached, on which the kira sits, is tor legamri and has no shaykhis to the kira itself. The Mishnah carries on, Putei kira shloisha. Simplest way of learning this is that the stove actually instead of sitting on the ground, the stove actually has little legs. Normally 3 legs known as pitputim. The area underneath the stove, the area between the legs, says the Mishnah, shall shalosh etzbois, as long as the legs are 3 etzbois in height, or of course less, as we'll see in the Sefer, then that area underneath is considered to be part of the toich of the rest of the kira. And therefore, metamin b'maga over avir, which means that if the sheret is put into the toich of the kira itself, then the area underneath becomes as tame as the kira. And therefore, an en ochel and a mashkin were to be put in that airspace between the pitputim, would be mekabel tumah. And vice versa. If a sheret is put into the airspace between the legs, then that's called toich of the kira, and the whole kira becomes tamei. It's all one airspace. Pachos mikan, if the height of the legs is less than 3 etzbois, then of course kolsh can enter men, because it means that airspace is even smaller, and therefore certainly bottle to the rest of the kira. Afilu hein arba. These words, normally, the kira has 3 legs, and we'll see later on how we measure the toich of 3 legs. One actually makes a triangle between the 3 legs. Now, when you have 4, you may think, one second, if I've got 3, then I do a triangle. But what happens if I've got 4 legs? I don't need to have 4 legs. So the Chazon Ish says, the chiddush is that instead of doing a triangle, the area of the toich between the legs is actually now going to be determined by the rectangle or square round all 4 legs. That's quite a simple Mishnah, and we'll continue with these legs and this area in between the legs when we deal with Mishnah Hay, when we throw in a few more variations.